Good evening everyone, Play45 here. So, Fortnitemares used to be one of my favorite times to play Fortnite, and I think it might have become that again. So we recently got this year's Fortnitemares update, and I did not have high hopes for this update at all, since we haven't had a good Fortnitemares event since 2021. But Epic Games cooked with this update. This is the best Fortnitemares event in years, and possibly one of the best Fortnitemares events in general. So in today's video, I'm gonna share my thoughts on the event. But if you want to support me, please consider using code Play45 in the Fortnite item shop. So first off, let's talk about the skins. So not all of these skins were added in this update, but I'm just covering all of the Halloween skins we know of for this year. So first off, we have Nightmare, and honestly this skin looks pretty good. I really like the colors, like purple and black is just one of my favorite color schemes out there, and I just really like how the skin looks in general. And of course the skin is a knight. Knight skins are always really cool. Next up we have Dark Ruby, and I mean this skin is fine. I don't really think there's much special about this skin. Like, I'm not really the biggest fan of the regular Ruby skin in general, so yeah, I was never really gonna be a big fan of this one either. Next up we have Shadow Monks, and I mean I really like this skin. The color scheme looks great. The only problem I have is that this skin should have been an edit style for the regular monks. Like, I'm pretty sure the only changes with this skin was the colors. And I feel like if you're only gonna change the colors on the skin, then you might as well just make it an edit style. Next up, we have Billy from Saw. And I absolutely love this skin. I'm a huge fan of the Saw movies, so I am super happy to get a Billy the Puppet skin in the game. And they just translated his look so good. They could have made it look bad since they had to make him way taller than he actually is, but I think they did an amazing job translating him to the game. Next up, we have the Pumpkin King and Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. And look, The Nightmare Before Christmas is an amazing movie. I love that movie, so I'm super glad we get to see more skins. Since last year we got Jack Skellington, I feel like the Pumpkin King could have maybe been an edit style for Jack Skellington since it's just the same character, but at the same time the skin is different enough that it is worthy of being a new skin. And Sally also just looks great. These skins just look like they were ripped straight out of the movie, and I love it. Next up we have Raven Team Sid. And I'm a really big fan of the regular Sid skin, and I also like Raven. And yeah, this skin is amazing. I love this skin. So yeah, overall, this skin is just really good. Next up, we have Phantom Guff. And I really liked last year's Phantom Meowscles, so I'm glad we got to see more Phantom skins. And Phantom Guff looks really good. And this skin, I really like the face on this skin. I love the eyes, I love how the mouth looks. This skin just looks incredible. Next up, we have Ultima Carver. And this skin is pretty good. It's like a pumpkin knight. I really like the idea. But yeah, that's kind of just everything I have to say about him. Next up, we have Andy Fangerson. And I mean, it's fine. I wouldn't say it's really much special. It's just fine, honestly. And next up, we have Lexa Hexbringer. And this might honestly be my favorite Fortnitemares skin from this year. I just love this skin. Like, Princess Lexa is probably one of the best skins in the game in my opinion, and I just love that they continue on making Lexa skins in like the Princess Lexa style. Don't get me wrong, I like the original Lexa, but I just feel like the Princess Lexa skin was way better. I mean, I really like the clothes on this skin and the witch hat, and it just looks incredible. Next up, we have Rotten Penny. And I mean, this skin is fine. The regular Penny skin is a little good, and Ghoul Trooper is also fine. So mixing those two together, it's still kind of just fine to me. I don't think there's much special about this skin. Next up, we have Edward Scissorhands. And this was honestly a collab I was not expecting at all, but I welcome one at that. Even though I haven't watched the movie, I still think the skin looks pretty good. Next up, we have both She-Venom and Agony. And these skins look really good. Well, at least She-Venom looks really good. Agony looks a little good, but still not the best exactly. But as I said, She-Venom looks absolutely amazing. Then next up, we have Mephisto. And this skin looks really good. I think they translated Mephisto pretty well to this game. Next up, we have Leatherface. And I mean, yeah, most of the skin looks good. I'm just not a very big fan of the mask. Like, I get why they couldn't keep his original mask. I don't think they want to have a skin in the game going around with human skin as a mask. So they had to change it at least a little bit. But they could have used some material that at least a little closer to his original mask. It just looks like he's wearing a potato sack on his face. I do not like this mask very much. I do not like it. Then next up we have some sort of Halloween marshmallow. I mean, it looks fine, I guess. It's purple and black, so that's good at least. But yeah, other than that, I don't really care about the skin that much. It's fine. And finally, we have Maleficent, Cruella, and Captain Hook. And I mean, these skins look really good. I really think Maleficent and Cruella looks really good. I mean, Captain Hook also looks pretty good, but I think those two look better. But yeah, these skins are good. Not really much else to say about it. So those were all of the Halloween skins from this year. And I think it's a pretty solid lineup. I don't think there's a single bad Halloween skin this year. Yeah, there are definitely some that are weaker than others, but none of them are bad. I'm gonna have to interrupt this video to quickly talk about Rift Warriors. So Rift Warriors is a PvP UEFN map where you can only use melee weapons. And there's currently a Halloween event in Rift Warriors right now, where you can use some Halloween weapons and items for a limited time. So please consider checking out Rift Warriors. Now, back to the video. Now, let's move over to the map changes. So I was not expecting many map changes this year due to the lack of map changes from last year's Fortnitemares. But I was blown away by how many map changes we got this year. So the most noticeable map change is definitely River Styx turning red. I think the red looks really good and it really fits since Mephisto has taken over the underworld. The second most noticeable map change is that Reckless Railway is gone and has been replaced by Freaky Fields. Freaky Fields is such a funny name, and the scarecrows there are freaky too. But I think this location is pretty good. It fits with the Halloween theme, and there's also a TV with Billy the Puppet on it. And if you interact with it, a Billy the Puppet boss will come out of it. And there's also a couple of POIs that have been infested by pumpkins, like Grand Glacier, Rebel's Roost, and the most effective being Brawler's Battleground, now known as Brawler's Patch. Brawler's Patch has like a bajillion pumpkins and a bunch of vines all over the place, but it looks cool though. And Rebel's Roost is actually a little interesting now. Still not that great though. And the big ass statue on top of Mount Olympus has a big ass pumpkin on his head. It looks good on him. And Restored Wheels has also gotten some Halloween decorations, and they look pretty good. So I think these map changes are incredible. Dare I say the best map changes we've ever seen for Fortnitemares. And it's definitely a huge improvement over last year's Fortnitemares. Now, let's go over the weapons and items added this update. So we of course got the return of the pumpkin launcher, the witch broom, and the wood stake shotgun. And they are always a welcome addition. Now for all of the new stuff. So first of all, we got the chainsaw. And this thing is amazing. It deals a bunch of damage, it can easily destroy builds, and it's also a really good mobility item. It's also just super fun to use as well. And I absolutely love this weapon. We also got Boom Billies, which are of course from Saw. And these items are super fun to use. When you throw them down, they lock onto an enemy player if they are close enough. And it flies towards them. And if it reaches them, it explodes and deals a lot of damage. So the items and weapons added this update are incredible. There aren't really many new items, but the ones we got are probably some of the best Fortnitemares items we've ever gotten. There are also some Jigsaw duel challenges, where you get randomly assigned a player you need to eliminate. But you and your opponent gets a Jigsaw bear head that will explode both you and your opponent if you don't kill them in time. I haven't been able to try this out yet, but it does sound pretty fun. And Horde Rush is also back this year, and it's as fun as always. And some of the new weapons are super fun to use in this mode. Like I've used Captain America's shield a lot in Horde Rush, since it can hit so many cube monsters at once. But Horde Rush also feels a bit easier this year. So overall, this year's Fortnitemares is amazing, and I think this might be one of the best Fortnitemares events we've ever gotten. And this honestly feels like an entire season launch. And it feels so good to finally get a good Fortnitemares again, after so many years of disappointing Fortnitemares events. And I'm super glad we get more collabs with horror movies as well. And I really hope Epic puts the same amount of effort in this year's Winterfest event. But what do you guys think about this year's Fortnitemares so far? Let me know in the comments below. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye!